Hi everyone. Welcome again to the channel and today we'll be covering the topic of how to do S3 static website hosting. We have to host a website which is static in the nature, and that website can be hosted through the help of S3 bucket. So how will we do that? And talking about particularly from this particular topic, we will be covering this Presigned URL and the this static website hosting. These two topics we will be covering in this particular video. How will we do? There will be a S3 bucket. Just suppose that this is S3 bucket, and in this S3 bucket we will upload a file, and within that file that can be supposed as index.html, and that file will have some context, some content into that, and that will be like when you will be hitting a particular URL, that will be displayed on your browser. So it will be a static website hosting through the S3 bucket. And what is pre-signed URL? So pre-signed URL is I have an object in my S3 bucket, and I want that a particular user, user A should have the access to this particular object for 5 minutes only. So I can create a URL out of that particular object which is in the bucket, and that URL can be passed to a random user or external user or your friend for a certain duration. And after that particular duration, the access will be revoked, correct? So we will try to implement these two, pre-signed URL and a static website hosting. So let's directly jump to this AWS console, and we will create one S3 bucket, and we will try to see these two features. So let's directly move to this S3. And as we know, S3 is a global service, while this particular bucket which we will create, that is region specific. So that's also a question. So this particular S3 service is global, and the bucket which we will create is region specific. Okay. So let's create a bucket. What will be the name? So static web bucket, that I'm giving the name. Okay. A static web bucket. And let's keep the things. Let me remove it, block all public access, because we have to host the static website. So I'll be removing it, and I will acknowledge that yes, I have changed the permission. So I've just disabled this block all public access. Correct? And SCL will disable. So we'll go with default behavior, and that's it. Just create bucket. Okay, this bucket name already exists somewhere as it's a global service. So we will have to keep a different name, a static web one hyphen bucket. Okay, this one is unique. So let's keep this bucket name. Now bucket is created, correct? So what will you do? We will upload a object within this particular bucket, and then we will try to create a pre-signed URL, correct? Okay, so let's upload a bucket, a file. So let me upload something here, add file, and VPC endpoint demo we can do, or let me do something, downloads VPC endpoint.py. So there is some content in this, the per key file. This is file set, correct? So there is a content in this file. Let me show you that. Open with Notepad. And this is the PAM key, which we have in this particular file. So let me take this file, VPC endpoint.py, and I will upload this. Okay, so this is done. Now, the person who will have access to this S3 bucket only can fetch the details of this file, and this file can be opened, correct? Copy S3 URL or download, that person can download and open it. Like if I click on the open, it has been downloaded to my local system, and I can see the content of this file, correct? But I don't want that kind of things. I just want that one of the random user which is outside the organization, or which is far away from me, correct? I want to give the access to that particular user without giving the access of the whole bucket. I just want to give the access of this particular object, and that too for a particular time duration. So how can that be achieved? So there is an option for creating pre-signed URL. So if you see, I have selected the object, and then there is an option share with a pre-signed URL. Just click on this. For how much time you want to give, like how many minutes or how much hours you want to give, correct? So I will be selecting a number of minutes, 2 minutes, correct? Or let's suppose that 1 minute, number of minutes. I just want to give the access for 1 minute. Create pre-signed URL. Okay, that is created. Copy pre-signed URL, and let me go to the browser and hit this URL. Okay, it has been downloaded again. Okay, so it's the endpoint, so it has been downloaded. Let me try with another object. So I will go to this upload. I will go to the add files. I will try to check it on the. So I will create new one, new folder, test. Okay, and in the test, I will be creating one file, one text document. I'll creating test one, and what will be in this file? Okay, in the test one, I will have to write something, correct? Test one. This is test file for pre-signed URL. Control S. That I have done, correct? Again, I will have to upload this. Just remove this and add files. Test one. Okay. Upload. Close. Okay. Now I will create pre-signed URL for this one. Actions. Save with a pre-signed URL. The number of minutes I will be selecting one. Create pre-signed URL. Okay. Copy pre-signed URL, and I will be giving the URL of this now. So you can see the content. This is test file for Presigned URL, and we have the time duration for 1 minute only. So it's 7:55 currently, and if you see after some time, after 1 minute, it will be gone. So but just waiting for the 1 minute, and after that, meanwhile, we will do something else here. So I will try to upload one more file here, index.html, which is on my local system. So I will try to upload that, and we will do the static website hosting thing as well here, correct? So let's get into the first of all, let's upload this index.html. Okay, add files, and in the desktop only we have this index.html. So let's go there. I have uploaded this index.html. Okay, close, and we will have to okay, let's see here. If you see, it's access denied, correct? So this was the pre-signed URL, and the time duration was for only 1 minute. Now our time has been changed from 7:55 to 7:56, and you can see that request has expired. So for any object which is in the bucket, we can create a pre-signed URL, and we can offer this was the object, correct? Just one.txt. So we can offer the access of this particular object, and the user can see the content of this object just by hitting the URL in the browser, and that too for the limited duration, correct? So this is the concept of pre-signed URL. Okay, now with continuation of the static website hosting, let's get into the properties. And here you will see there is a option, a static website hosting. So we will have to enable this, a static website hosting, host a static website, and the index document is index.html, correct? Nothing more. That's it for creation of the static website hosting. Save changes. Okay, all set. So we will be hitting this particular bucket website endpoint when we should be able to see the content of this index.html, correct? So let's try to copy this, and we will try to hit this URL, but till now we won't be able to get any static website over the browser region. I will be explaining. So let's hit this. Okay, you just saw, oh, code access denied 403 forbidden. So even though we do have the content within this index.html, which is on the desktop. So let me search for the index.html, which is on the desktop, and we will open it in Visual Studio, index.html. Okay, so there are two. I don't know which one I have selected. Anyway, we will see the content directly. Okay. So it might be some open with Visual Studio Code. So it might be this one, I think. This is for the CORS, a static website hosted, but anyway, it should see show the paragraph if it's the same one, or if it's the different one. Let's check for the second one as well. Both of them are with the same name. So any of the content should be reflect. Either it should print this is a simple static website hosted on AWS S3, or it should print welcome to static website hosting demo. Correct? Any of this index.html, because I don't know which index.html I have selected and uploaded there. Okay, no worries. So we are done with that, and we see that there is a 403. Let me wait. Yeah. So we are saying that this there is a 403 forbidden code access denied, correct? So we have to remove this. So how will it be removed? So we will have to give the permission to this bucket so that it can like we have disabled the block all public access, but still we have not created any bucket policy so that the objects within the bucket can be accessed publicly, correct? So for that we will have to edit this, and I will be copying the policy from the my GitHub repo. I do have that repository, and in the notes I do have S3 static website hosting. Yeah, you can use this one as well for your own purpose. So it's bucket policy for static website hosting. So I will just copy this file, sorry, this policy, and I will paste it here. Okay. So what is the my bucket name? My bucket name is static website one bucket, correct? This is the my bucket name. So I will be selecting this, and I will pass that bucket name over here. That's it. So what the policy says, public read get object. So there's a permission for read access for publicly, and principal is a star. Action is get object. So only it can get the object. It won't delete, or it won't do any kind of edit in that particular object, but it will just get the content of that particular object. So that permission had been provided. Save changes. Now, if I try to hit this, no such key. Index.htmk. Oh, I think somewhere I have mentioned the wrong file name. Static website hosting. Okay, this one, index.htmk. That's the wrong name. So I will have to modify it. Index.html. Save changes. Okay, that's done. Now let me try again. Oh, now you can see that, sorry. Welcome to my static website. This is a simple static website hosted on AWS S3. Let's work together. So this is the code of this one, not the first. But this is a simple website hosted on AWS S3. Let's work together, learn more. So this static website has been launched here, correct? So that you can see. So this is how we can host a static website with the help of S3 bucket, and it can be hosted through the S3, correct? And it can be displayed. So we saw the concept of presigned URL. We saw the concept of static website hosting, correct? Okay. Thank you so much.